Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming, more Arc Raiders. We killed the queen in 4 minutes flat. And honestly, it's easy with the right equipment. The weakness focuses your timing and plan. Overall, this is best done as a 3-man with the right plan. There are 2 main options you've got for that. A much faster and effective way that we did, a slower and safer way that works best on damn battlegrounds. The value of these runs is absolutely comical when you get a win, as you can see. And that's a group kill. Here's Josh's solo loot by comparison. Even better. The same safe strat then is what will work best if you're going to solo it, which I'll also be explaining in this video. But fair warning, soloing is so much riskier because it takes triple the amount of time, you have to bring triple the resources, which is a crazy investment, and if anyone comes and interrupts you, suddenly things get absolutely nightmarish, which happened to me. But as you can see, in a run where no one interrupts you, you can easily do this. So yeah, we have group killing guide, we have solo killing guide, I recommend group killing generally, let's get into it. Why kill the queen? Well, she drops a unique legendary material, the Queen Reactor. If you fully loot her, she drops about 15 of these total. But she also drops another big ticket item, the magnetic accelerators. Each core sells for 13,000, where each magnetic accelerator sells for 5.5. If you come out with 15 of both, which is possible when you're true solo, that's roughly 200,000 in value. Pretty cool. Otherwise, you can use these materials to craft the 2 legendary weapons of the game. Jupiter, a sniper rifle, and the equalizer, a beam sort of LMG. Both are incredibly effective in both PvP and PvE, and would actually do well against the queen herself. And I have a review of all the guns in the game on the channel right now if you're interested. You will need the blueprints unlocked. These come from the Harvester event itself, but you also need the Gunsmith level 3 and complex gun parts for each craft, so fair warning. Where can you find the queen? Well, you can find it currently on the spaceport and the damn battlegrounds. Currently it's on the spaceport. For the location on the spaceport, it spawns right here between the maintenance hangar and staff parking below vehicle maintenance. In this location is a tower that overlooks her, so you fight it from that tower or within the actual harvester itself, as we'll talk about. For the damn battlegrounds, it spawns over here by the East Broken Bridge in the Red Waters. There is a window room that looks at it from here, or again you fight it from the harvester, which is a great option. In my opinion, it doesn't matter which map it's on in terms of doing it as a team, but if you want to solo it, I strongly recommend the damn Battlegrounds map, because the Spaceport one, my god is this so much more risky. First up, what do you bring if you're going to kill her? You're going to want the hullcracker as the best weapon to take, even more reliable than the special weapons, as we've tested. To get the hullcracker, you need to come to the gun shop and purchase once a day a hullcracker for 30,000. The hullcracker can be upgraded all the way to level 4 as usual, and this gives it increased fire rate, up to 53% increase to the fire rate. This will massively impact your kill time because you're able to put out a lot more shots a lot quicker. In a group, you can do it with the hullcracker level 1. Solo, I'd recommend you upgrade it. To fire it, you need launcher ammo. This can be crafted if you unlock the recipe or blueprint for that by completing one of the late game quests. But honestly, I just bring myself to the gun shop and buy 10 for 3,000 each. How much are you going to need though? In my experience, the queen dies when you accurately shoot the faceplate, roughly between 120 and 150 times with the hullcracker launcher ammo shots. So if you're going as a 3-man, 60 each is like the minimum. Bringing about 80 would be a nice buffer should you need to shoot other arc and that kind of thing, or if you're missing here and there. If you're going solo, you're going to need to bring all 3's worth of ammo though, as we'll talk about. With that, I recommend a secondary that can deal with arc and players specifically. I would strongly recommend the anvil with its heavy ammo, or arguably the best PvP weapon, the venator. As I said, special weapons are also going to work here, as they're going to be great with their special energy ammo to strip armor, but their output is going to be less than the hullcracker, which by the way requires less risk and investment to run. So the hullcracker is just the option in my opinion. In terms of kit then, I'd strongly recommend you bring at least 1 wolf pack in case a rocketeer gets in the way as a fast kill for it. We did this on all of our runs, but it is not necessary. You literally have the hullcracker to deal with it as well. We also recommend zip lines to quickly get towards one of the hatch extracts or reposition should you need to. Definitely bring at least 1 raider hatch key in the team so that you can leave at one of the nearby extracts and secure your loot. It's an easy craft, or 9k, easily worth. Bring twice the amount of healing you normally would. So if you would bring 5 shield recharges, bring 10. If you bring 5 bandages or whatever bandage you're running, bring more. Then a backup item for fast panic button, like surge shield recharges, Vita spray and that kind of thing. And especially in a team, bring defibs. In regards to your shield, I'd recommend a medium or heavy at a minimum. And you're going to want an augment that gives you more than 1 safe slot if you can. This is to secure the win and put the queen reactors straight in there. The augment that I'm running that gives me 3 safe pockets is probably the best option for that reason, the Tactical Mark III. It also allows medium shields, so it's just fantastic, including these augment slots for healing items. Okay, so to be honest with you guys, our first kill was a mess. We did it on like day 4 of Arc Raiders, so I'm happy with that, but it was a silly one when we didn't know what we were doing. We did it on the dam battlegrounds by using the rocks and pillars next to the dam itself. It took over 20 minutes, which is comically long compared to what I'll show you today, so I don't recommend fighting it ever in the open area, but as you can see, it's doable by kiting around a pillar or rock or anything like that, and as long as you're juggling aggro, you'll be fine. But you don't have to do it this way. Let's talk about the best universal strat that we achieved a 4-minute kill with, the Harvester strat. Here you're going to have a reliable base that protects you from all sides. You have the roof cover to protect you from her mortar fire, you can easily line of sight the lasers on demand, and because she's going to come over to the doorways, you just walk out, aim up, and shoot her faceplate for max DPS the whole time. On top of that, you can go up to the balconies, go to the high ground and poke out the windows. This lets you check around for other players, or fire at her still. The downside of this strat is that it requires you to actually complete the Harvester event first. This will then deactivate the Harvester itself, turning it into a fantastic base to fight the Queen from, which is kind of the intended idea. You don't have to do it yourself though, you could let another team go in before you and let them finish it. We did this here because we got there a little late. If they went on to attack the Queen, well then we'd wipe them, but it's nicer that they did it for us and left, so if that's an opportunity for you, consider it. If you're going to do the Harvester yourself, let me quickly explain that. You must breach the doors to go in, then they close after a small delay. In the center is a pillar that glows yellow or blue. When it turns yellow, that's fire. You must leave the doors open, giving you the warning before that. So if you see the doors open, just leave, you know fire's coming. If it's just blue and stays blue, that means it's going to explode in a sort of EMP. This will wipe out your shields, so while you're in there, you unequip your shield to protect them. Then just heal with bandages. When you finish, you re-equip the shield. To get it done as quick as possible, you need to breach everything on the upper level. 1 canister always is on the floor. You need 3 total. So you breach all the containers up top until you find the remaining 2 canisters and bring them down. Don't search anything, you waste the time. Just breach, see if a canister's there. If not, move to the next. Circle the whole top floor until you find it. Then you want to put the canisters in the center pillar at the same time, ideally to end the event. Everyone does the channel to open up the compartment, puts in their canister, and that gets you to the last bit. On the lower level and higher level, there are all these like yellow buttons on the walls. Simply destroy them by shooting them or meleeing them. When they're all broken, the Harvester event ends, and then the 3 special containers in the middle open. Inside these is that potential for the 2 special weapons, the Jupiter and the equalizer. You get the blueprints here. Otherwise, it's just energy ammo and some meh loot, to be honest. When the Harvester is deactivated then, it serves as this great base, and that's where we fight it from. Now here's a really important topic, timing the fight. We killed it in 4 minutes. On a much worse run, where we had like a worse setup, we killed it in 7 minutes. I think absolute worst case scenario, 10 minutes is fine. But we feel we can do it in 5 minutes or less, no problem. So, you want to wait until the raid is as late as possible to fight the Queen. The idea is to reduce the chance of other teams and other players coming up. On our second kill, we had to deal with 4 other teams after we killed the Queen. They were all waiting, and they came in like vultures. We wiped 2 teams, a 3rd team came and said they were friendly but then stole some loot and ran off, and the 4th team is the one that did us in when we were completely out of resources. So, I think you can do it in 10 minutes at the worst case scenario. Therefore, start the Queen at 15 minutes left in the raid or less. Less people will be on the map, and it'll be a lot less likely people come and interrupt you. It's a great idea then to set up some zip lines to leave to the hatch. When you kill the Queen, I also recommend you go up to the top floor, look out the windows, and see if anyone's coming to vulture and deal with them first. In terms of mechanics and weaknesses, it's pretty simple. She doesn't have a lot of attacks. She has an EMP, which is like a big blue bubble around herself. It'll clean out your shields and stun you for a bit like you've been electrocuted. You can line of sight this using the Harvester. She will physically stand on you with her legs, dealing some physical damage. She will do her different laser shots, a charged beam that leaves fire on the ground, which you definitely want to run away from, or worse, the rapid fire shots, which if they hit you in succession will wipe you out. Lastly, she has the mortar fire, where she fires multiple rockets into the air, they land and after a delay, explode in fire. It's actually a good DPS window if you get out of the way before the explosion. Your goal is to hit the faceplate, the sensor where the laser opens up, when she's charging that up, and the red light where her mouth would be. Smash her face basically the whole run. If you won, you can also target the legs, break off the armor, target the yellow joints. This will reduce her movement and make her an easier shot. But I don't think it's worth the time personally if you're using the harvester strat, where you can easily go out and just shoot the face the whole time. You have two people fighting from one door and someone up top at one of the windows just constantly bouncing aggro while you shoot the face. It's honestly so quick. But now for the part I think plenty of people are interested in. Can you and how do you solo her? The answer is yes, but it's a bad idea. I don't recommend it, but you can. Having been there a few times now myself, there seems to be someone doing it when I get there every time. Or worse, I'm the one doing it and someone shows up. I had a really nice setup here with barricades, walls, and traps, and this guy seemed to know exactly what he was doing, weakening my barricade, waiting until I was distracted by the queen, and then pushing me. So what you need to solo is not just the right setup and plan and timing and all that, but it's also quite a bit of luck as well. So I cannot emphasize enough how risky it is to attempt to solo this versus just doing it in a 2-man or a 3-man. Ultimately, being inside of the harvester is the safest way because you have a base to deal with players as they push you. And when you're doing it in a team, you can kill it so quick, you can wait as long as possible for minimal interruption. But if you still want to try solo it, this is what you have to do. To solo her, I think you need it on the damn battlegrounds for the window tower spot. So if you imagine 3 players can kill it in 4 minutes, if you do it solo where nothing goes wrong, no one interrupts you, you can do it in 3 times that amount. So 12 minutes at a minimum, but the longer you have the better. Anywhere from 15 to 20 is what I would recommend. So you need the buffer to kill, loot, and leave. You want to wait in the raid as long as you can before starting the fight to make it less likely people come and vulture. As you can see though, this is more of my solo loadout. You need a bigger investment in launcher ammo. I would bring 200 shots for a nice buffer. You probably need about 150 to 160. But what if you miss? What if you're dealing with other arc? Don't undercommit here. Grading your hullcracker, this is pretty important. It gives you an increased fire rate, which ups the ability to put the damage out a lot quicker. In solo, this is going to massively affect the kill time, so it's worth it. Naturally, again, I'd recommend you bring double the healing you normally bring in terms of bandages, shield recharges, and any bonuses you can in regards to surge shield recharges and Vita spray. A wolf pack as a panic button is fantastic, and you want a raider hatch key for a reliable way to get out with the loot. As you can see, I'm running an augment that gives me 3 safe slots. This is the Tactical Mark III. Strongly recommend this. You want a medium shield at a minimum. For solo, I also recommend door blockers and explosive mines. Jolt mines also work. You'll need 2 door blockers at a minimum for the damn battlegrounds map. So again, she spawns over here. You'll bring yourself to the raider outpost east and go into this room right here that faces it with a long window. There are 2 doors in there that you'll go to and block with the door blockers. An extra layer you can do is setting up a reinforcement like barricade in front of each door. And then on top of that, you can set up mines around the door, but be wary because obviously the AoE nature of the queen could trigger these and cause them to explode. So maybe be minimalistic with those explosives you put down, or just wait to put them down. Then you will jump onto the window sort of ledge and begin firing down on her. Hold the left side or the right side, then when she shoots at you, move to the left or the right, and then repeat. That's literally it. When you need cover, just go out line of sight, heal up, recover, and go again. If you hear someone starting to break one of the doors, immediately place one of the mines at that door, back up, and destroy them the moment you see them. A friend of mine was doing it solo and tried to talk with the guy. He didn't respond and then killed my friend. So if they talk and you want to risk it, your call. But we're risking a lot here, so I think shoot on sight is reasonable. Now, if you were thinking about doing it on Spaceport Solo, look man, bad idea, don't do it. But this is what it looks like. You have to head to the tower room that faces the harvester from up high. This is a really common spot. There's a lot of PvP. You have 3 doors to block. And in my case, when I was going to attempt it, I had a guy following me around, there was a guy sniping at me, and there was about 6 player bodies around this tower. I realized it was simply not worth the risk and left, and I'm glad that I did. If you must, you've got to door block the bottom floor where the elevator shaft drops down to with the zip line, and then the 2 doors on the second floor that are on the wall. I also recommend setting up mines at all of these doors early, then you zip line to the top. Again, move from the left and right side, and rinse and repeat whenever you get shot at. The problem here is it's a tighter room than the damn one, and punishment for a mistake will be worse. So I just don't recommend soloing it on Spaceport. In terms of where to aim, again, you attempt to focus fire the faceplate as much as you physically can to get the most output. But you can also consider focusing multiple legs until the queen drags, then it makes it very easy to shoot the faceplate. The only other specific tip that I can give you is to try to focus fire from the left window, as you can see Josh is doing here. It simply is easier to aim and actually see the queen compared to the right window that's a bit more awkward with the trees in the way. It's a good idea then to shoot from the left window, dump the mag as much as you can until you're no longer safe, then go to the right window and only fire once or twice so that the fire from the queen comes that way, then you go back to the left window where you get to do the full mag dump. So again, having an upgraded hullcracker for the better fire rate will only make this easier and more effective. But yeah, that's my overview of how you kill the queen. Strongly suggest you do this in a team, even if it's 2 of you, over solo. If something goes wrong, you can be rezzed, and that is massive. Plus, you have to deal half the damage, or 1/3 the damage, which is major. We think we can get it down to like a 3-minute kill, no problem, so we'll be working on that. But in solo, I think 12 minutes is an incredible time by comparison. It's a really fun fight though, just for the achievement of doing it, but being able to craft those legendary special weapons, super fun too. I hope this guide was everything you needed to hear and see, and if it was, do drop a like. Until next time, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.